been a week since I've been here. What happened? I don't know. Let's talk about Spies in Disguise. I feel like the new format that we're going to be having because I just feel like I like this. But welcome back to Box Office Network. I'm your host, Quincy Beer Brooks. Yes, as I said, we missed last week. I'm sorry, I had a lot of things going on. But we're back to review one of Will Smith's most well-acted movies of all time. Now, if you've seen the thumbnail, I had the emoji because this movie is really hard to think about. Because it stars Will Ferrell, but the character that he plays is Will Ferrell. If you get what I'm saying. The character he plays is Will Ferrell. The movie stars Will Smith. Did I say Will Ferrell? Oh my god. Anyway, the movie stars Will Smith and Tom Holland as they go on an adventure to stop a evil villain and clear the name of Lance Sterling, Will Smith's character. I'm not gonna lie, this movie was a hit or miss. Like, I liked it a lot. Don't get me wrong. Now it does beat Frozen 2. Only because it almost knows when you're gonna get bored and when you're not. Because there's moments where you're bored off your mind. Like, where you just want to leave. You don't want to be there anymore. You just want to leave. And then it does something really cool. Like, there's a scene where they're giving out expedition, and they're just talking. They're just talking. It's annoying, and they're making these jokes about pigeons. And then they get in the action scene, and it's awesome. So it almost knows when it's boring and when it's amazing. Which will be the key into next week's video when we review Bad Boys for Life. You'll see a trend in that one, which, newsflash, is also a Will Smith movie. And so I want to jump to the point, give you my thoughts of the story, thoughts of the characters, and the characters' motivation. So let's go with the story. Now the story, come on, it's a really good story. I love it because it misleads what the trailers were. The trailers you thought was just going to be this spy movie. No, it's a dude trying to clean his name because he got framed. And even in the first scene of the movie, you meet the villain. The villain kind of kicks the hero's butt, only for the hero to get bitten in the butt. You don't even get that. Now, you don't even get that much of him doing spy stuff, but you don't want too much because that can get boring. Well, the opening action scene. Now, the opening was really heartfelt because it was Tom Holland's character. I forgot his name, but Tom Holland's character, you know, he's a little kid, and it's almost really, it's one of the most touching parts of the movie, other than the ending. Oh yeah, and I spoil all these movies. I don't even care if they're just came out. I spoil them. You can, yeah. But my thing with this movie was, the story was, it was balanced. It stayed to one thing. It didn't shift to anything. It said, I'm going to go clean my name and stop this bad guy. That's literally what they do. They go clean his name and stop the bad guy. That's all they need to do, and they would do that perfect. Now, like I said, the boring parts. I have a boring count. I think I was like 3 times I said this movie was boring. I went to the bathroom because it was so boring. I didn't really miss anything. But then when it's boring, it gets really, so like I said, they're making pigeon jokes. I was bored off my mind off those pigeon jokes. But then action scene comes that was really well put out. I had fun. Watching Tom Holland's character get hurt was funny. The movie was funny because it's Will Smith. Will Smith is hilarious. I don't care what he's in. He's hilarious because he's that dude who's like, he goes out of the way and he's over the top. Will Smith is by far one of my favorite black actors of all time. It's so amazing, man. What he can do. And even when we review Bad Boys for Life next week. I have good things to talk about that movie, but it follows almost the same thing that this one. I'll explain next week. Also, maybe today or tomorrow, you'll be getting another video that I have another announcement. Let's get back on track. Okay, let's not be frozen up in here. You'll understand later. So, the story was perfect. I loved it. Well, it wasn't perfect. There were some times that, like, it got out of the way with the boring parts when it just, like, stops the movie just to make these jokes, but then has an action scene and then it gets back on track. You know, and it was awesome. I loved it. I love the story. Now, the characters. My favorite character is the leader played by Reba McEntire, only because for some reason she's the most attractive of them all. I don't know why, but they went out of their way to make this one character who you really don't see that much in the movie attractive. I'm going to be on the FBI watch list now. I should have thought about that. Anyway, characters were fine. The only person I had a problem with was the villain. Here's why. There's barely any backstory. They literally sum up his whole backstory in literally a minute. They don't give us any scenes, flashbacks. He just says, you did this, I want you to die, and everyone else die because you did that. But it's not Frozen bad, okay? It's not Frozen bad, but it could be better. Now, let's talk about Lance Sterling. Can I just call him Will Smith? Because that was the thing. He is Will Smith. Lance Sterling is Will Smith. If there was a live-action version of this movie, Will Smith and Lance Sterling would be the same. Because I swear to God, Will Smith wrote this movie. I swear. Or they gave him the script and he just used it himself. Because there's no way someone wrote that for Will Smith. Will Smith, I think, writes his own parts. I apologize for the background, but we will hopefully get that fixed. And I'm going to try to do this in more than one shot because of reasons on my phone, so we're low budget. But it is Will Smith. It is Will Smith. Tom Holland's character, it's Tom Holland. I mean, it's not Tom, but there's moments when it's not Tom Holland. It's Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's Peter Parker. That's what they made it. It's Tom Holland, but if he was Spider-Man. Because it's not him being 15 and looking like a 20-year-old, 2-year-old, because he is 22 years old. But it isn't so, like, it's not Tom, because it's not Tom Holland. It's just Tom Holland if he was Spider-Man. Now, technically the other villain, but then turns out to just help him. I forgot her name because I had a week off and I slept since then, but her character almost felt not needed. All she was there was to push the plot. That's all she's there. Now, her two side characters are freaking amazing. Love them. DJ Khaled, oh my god, he was freaking funny. He's my favorite character that without looks. Now, I said Reba McEntire's character was only my favorite because of the way she looked. She was attractive. I'm not gonna lie. FBI watch list, probably. But on pure character, DJ Khaled's character is my guy. So there's a lot of things to love, but there's some things to hate about these characters. It's kind of a hit or miss, like I said. Now let's look at their motivations. And their motivations they vary a lot. Because Lance and Tom Holland's character are trying to go clean Lance's name. The villain is trying to kill every freaking spy in this one organization, and the other antagonist is just trying to find Lance Sterling. And they all balance well, except one, the villain. Now, you probably think I'd say the other antagonist, but she needs to be there because she's pushing the plot. Like, now you may say without the villain, then she wouldn't be there. Actually, you need her and the villain because they're both the technical antagonists. The villain wants to kill every spy in one organization. I get it. He has a grudge. But think about this. You have a grudge against one spy. Why? Yeah, he says, you took everything away from me, so I'm going to take everything away from you. If you watch the movie, he doesn't really care about the spies in the... He only cares about them because they're people and he doesn't want them to die. If you want to take everything away from him, you kill everyone he loves. It's a hit. It's like a... It's almost like smash or pass. Like, someone asks, would you smash, would you pass? It depends on what your point of view is. If you look at him having a grudge against Lance, it's a pass. But if you have him having a grudge, and Lance wants to take everything away from him, it's a smash, but almost could be a pass. Maybe if they would have made it to where the spy agency did something to him, like he got fired, and then Lance did that thing, make a whole lot more sense. I mean, now the motivations are becoming easier because, well, now with the movies I've been watching, all the motivations are the same. So that's why motivations could also help the movie. And it really did. So, for the rating of this movie, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, the first every time we have a decimal. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this movie review. I actually kind of have some fun watching it. I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm sorry. I'm in a low budget studio. I'll have an announcement video after this. When I upload this, I'm going to make another announcement video and may post it today or tomorrow. I don't know. It's going to be pretty fun because next week is going to be a movie review, and then the next week there will be no movie review. But the next time I put in the description what movies we're going to watch a review. So this has been Box Office Network. I'm your host, Quincy Beard. Hoping you have a great night, and I hope you're safe out there because where I'm from in Arkansas, there's a lot of ice. So if you're Arkansas or anywhere that ice, be careful out there. And make sure you have prayers for Jonesboro West Side. It's close to me. They are on lockdown because a man attempted to do a school shooting. So pray for the families there, which it makes no sense because no one died. But still pray for them. Pray for everybody. We love God. All right. Peace out.